Hello and welcome. So, you've poured your heart, your soul, and probably a whole lot of cash into building a one-of-a-kind custom home. And now, you're thinking about selling it. That can feel a little intimidating, right? Well, don't worry. Today, we're going to break down a step-by-step checklist to make sure you get every penny of value your incredible property deserves. And that quote really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The very thing that makes your home a masterpiece, the fact that it was designed just for you, is also its biggest challenge when it's time to sell. The features you absolutely love might not fit into those standard real estate search filters, so we need a totally different, much more thoughtful approach. Okay, so how are we going to tackle this? Here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into the unique challenge we're facing. Then we'll build a rock-solid foundation for the sale. After that, we'll get into pricing, marketing, and finally, how to handle those offers like a pro. Let's get into it. Right, so this is the big mental shift you have to make. You're not selling a typical house based on square footage and comps. No way. You're selling superior quality, you're selling thoughtful design, you're selling a unique story. And our job today is to make sure that story lands perfectly with the right buyer. All right, now we're moving into what I honestly believe is the most critical phase of all. The prep work, the stuff you do before that for sale sign ever hits the lawn, that's what makes the difference between a smooth, profitable sale and a total nightmare. This is where you take control. So your pre-listing prep really comes down to 3 non-negotiables. First, get that pre-listing inspection. It kills surprises. Second, you've got to neutralize and depersonalize the space. And third, you're going to put together what I like to call a brag book to prove your home's real value. Okay, listen up. If you only take one piece of advice from this entire explainer, let it be this. Get your own inspection done before you list. I cannot stress this enough. It is the single most powerful move you can make. Why? Because it completely flips the script. The buyer's inspection goes from being a huge stressful negotiation point to just a formality. You find the issues, you fix them on your terms, and you show up with a clean report. It builds instant trust. Next up, staging, or really depersonalizing. Now, this part can be a little emotional, I get it, but it's absolutely essential. You have to help buyers picture their life in the home, not yours. That means that bold red dining room, yeah, it's got to be repainted a soft, warm gray. And all those wonderful family photos and collections, it's time to pack them away. You want to clear off every single surface so the home's quality, the amazing term work, the high-end finishes can be the real star of the show. So you've got all this hidden quality, but how do you actually prove it? Well, that's where the brag book comes in. And this isn't just some dusty folder of receipts. Think of it as a professional marketing tool. It's the tangible proof of the craftsmanship and investment that justifies your asking price. So what goes in it? Well, we're talking about blueprints, surveys, warranties for those awesome Sub-Zero appliances or Pella windows. But here's the real secret weapon. Photos from during the construction. Seriously, a picture showing the thicker 2x6 framing or that extra layer of insulation behind the drywall, that makes your claim of quality undeniable. It gives a buyer the confidence they need to write a really strong offer. Okay, with all our prep work done, it is time for the million-dollar question, literally, the price. Get this wrong, and you either leave a ton of money on the table, or your beautiful home just sits there getting stale on the market. For a custom property like yours, it is an absolute art and a science. You know, so many people's first instinct is to just pop their address into an online estimator. But for a home like yours, can a computer algorithm really grasp its true value? The short answer, not a chance. And this breakdown shows you exactly why. An algorithm has no idea about your handcrafted cabinets or the high-end insulation you paid for. A licensed appraiser, on the other hand, they get it. They'll use what's called a cost approach, figuring out what it would cost to build your exact home today. This gives you a real, objective, and most importantly, defensible price. Honestly, hiring an appraiser isn't an expense. It's an investment you can't afford not to make. So you've got your price. Now it's time to find that perfect buyer. See, marketing a custom home isn't about blasting it out to everyone. It's about precision. It's about finding that one person who's been looking for exactly what you've built and is willing to pay for it. Let's be real for a second. In this market, the first showing happens online, on a phone screen. Good, professional photos are the absolute bare minimum. It's the cost of entry. Without them, people will just scroll right past you. And no, your smartphone photos are not going to cut it. But for a home like yours, good isn't good enough. You need great. We're talking about a full visual package that tells a compelling story. Twilight shots to create some drama, drone footage to show off the property, and a 3D tour so a buyer across the country can feel like they're walking right through the front door. This is the stuff that turns a casual click into a serious buyer. And that storytelling has to carry over into the written description. Don't just list features, sell the lifestyle. Instead of saying gourmet kitchen, try describing a chef's dream kitchen where family gathers around the oversized quartz island. You're not selling a building, you're selling a vision of the life someone could live there. Paint that picture for them. All right, we're in the home stretch. It's time to navigate offers and inspections. And you know what? This is where all that hard work you did up front pays off in a huge way. You're not reacting anymore. You're negotiating from a position of confidence and strength. Of course, the buyer is going to get their own inspection. They should. But when their report comes in, you won't be sweating it. Why? Because you've already found and fixed the big stuff. Their list of issues is probably going to be tiny and insignificant, and that completely changes the power dynamic of the negotiation. So here's the bottom line. This prep allows you to be reasonable but firm. You'll take care of any real health and safety issues, of course, but you are under no obligation to fix every little cosmetic thing they find. Because you've been so transparent and proactive from the very beginning, you can negotiate fairly, protect your bottom line, and just keep the whole deal moving smoothly toward that closing date. You know, at the end of the day, selling a custom home is all about finding that one person, that one buyer who sees your masterpiece for exactly what it is. And by following these steps, you prepare your home so flawlessly that the moment that right person walks through the door, they won't just see a house. They'll know instantly that they're home.